Is it really just going to be a love story? There's got to be something up with her. There's 8 more episodes after this, even if he does choose her. Seems crazy to me. I would think that this would be a 24 episode a season show and at least 2 to 3 seasons by now. This should be the anime equivalent of Game of Thrones. I think I've said that a million times now, but it bears repeating. This is a great show. I don't know how the only thing I ever heard about it was the trailer the one time. Thankfully, I'm glad that my own audience. I would say I'm thankful that my own audience is the one that recommended that I get around to watching this. However, it's also oddly my own audience that's not watching it. I got so many people, oh god, I'm excited that you're going to watch Yatagarasu. I must have thrown them off, like in the first couple of reactions, because they did not come back. So, if you're out there watching my reaction to Yatagarasu, and somehow also watching this part, because I know a lot of people skip this part too, let me know. Say in the comments down below if you're enjoying the reaction. Hell, tell me if you're not enjoying the reaction. Actionable intelligence is what's required to make a better reaction than the one you're currently getting. Anyway, it's a ramble. Let's go ahead and hop into the board. As you know, I always come back with one where the only change I've really made, that I've noted anyway, is that I added Yukimasa as Genya's second daughter's name. Other than that, no real relationship changes have happened here, because it was really a breakdown about the information that we got last time and how the characters are going to handle that. I did, of course, also change the location board, which I did not make a note for. 3 of the house nobles have moved to center because of events that are taking place at the end of the last episode. So there is that. Notes, though. And as I said, last episode was basically character insight stuff, so not a lot of notes here, but I did take some. When it comes to Yukiya and his lineage, I think it's fairly clever that what the show's done about setting it up. We know, at the very base of things, Yukiya loves his family and doesn't want to cause any trouble for his brothers. The threat doesn't come from him, and that's everything that the show has been expressing thus far. The fight for the emperorship doesn't come from the struggle between Nazuhiko and Natsuka, but from Natsuka's followers that are either disillusioned with current events or seek to improve their own station on the back of pushing him forwards. Natsuka himself, as far as the current narration is concerned, wants no part in their plans. In the same way, someone else could want to use Yukiya to push their own plans and further themselves, leading to a succession dispute. It could have nothing to do with his own desires, but the desires of those around him. The prince says the North are the most trustworthy of the 4 houses. As messed up as Shiratama's situation seems to be, I guess it all makes sense. We have no idea if Genya's first daughter ever had a family or kids, but if they didn't, that would mean he only has grandsons, as far as we know. So adopting a daughter from the North for the purposes of courting the prince would be somewhat straightforward, and already professed to be not uncommon in previous episodes. We know why the Northern House isn't to be trusted, and I guess the Western House is due to Akira's association with the prince's mother? Unsure of what makes the East untrustworthy, beyond maybe Asebi's mother's association with the Emperor? I mean, I'm still suspicious of Asebi herself, but we don't know what the prince knows. So we know where Lady Hamu really comes from, but I never really considered the fact that she was called First Daughter, despite not really being so. As the prince now calls Lady Nechiko the First Daughter of the South. Additionally, Nechiko would be his cousin if my family board holds true, so I think that confirms I've got that right. So I realize I've written this weird. When I say Nechiko would be his cousin, I'm talking about Atsufasa, not the prince. So I realize that's confusing that I wrote things out without consulting what my brain was doing. It's a funny consideration that everyone in Yukiya's life had been trying to send him to center in order to give him a life that would take him out of consideration for a succession dispute. And here we are in center anyways, where serving as aid to the Kinyu would align well to that cause and place him in the perfect position to protect his family like he always would have wanted. Still disappointed that we just time skipped to the spring. I feel like the show could have been given more time and the characters could have been developed more. I'm not saying that they need it, but I don't see any need to fast forwards. The situations, character relationships, and all are so interesting that you could continue on this forever, or at least until spring came in its own natural progression. I'd assume they had to do it here because of the length of the show. I was thinking about rewatching episode 11, as technically this is past the halfway point. If we were going to make some major shifts in the story leading up to the end, I guess this is where you would have to do it, right? Usually it's the either the end of the 10th episode, say it's a 20 episode run. You would either do it at the end of the 10th episode or at the beginning of the 11th. Granted, they chose to do it at the end of the 11th, but what the hell do I know? I don't know what the overall script is. And my final note, I guess we are heavily implying by the fact that the prince landed in front of Mashu no Suzuki and Asebi that the one he will pick will be one of these two. And despite the trustworthiness of the North, Shiratama is out. Unless someone brought Nichiko to the event, maybe why Toro was absent, then it seems the South is right out. The Empress is the one pushing things along, though, so can't write that out for sure. Asebi and Mashu no Suzuki are really the ones that seem to actually love the prince, so I guess that makes sense. Oddly, both of their fathers have been with women that were in love with the emperor, though. And I know, off note here, I understand the aspect is probably a lot of the people in the loops that we are following have probably been former girls in this cycle too. So they've probably been in love with the emperor because they were raised to be in love with the emperor, failed to be that emperor's pick when they were the prince, and then after the fact fell susceptible to the emperor's administrations or whatever, right? So I don't think exactly those people are to blame, which is probably why a future prince would then blame the adult men in that scenario who weren't raised in that exact position. So, anyway, all that said, that leaves us nothing left to do but to hop on in and see how this episode turns out.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I'm surprised they just let him fly in. They did not react at all at a mysterious person showing up. Where the last person, they just cut their head off immediately. Yeah, I mean, who the fuck are you? I understand you report to the Empress, but unless the Empress overrides the Kinyu, and I don't think he can because the Emperor already stood down. I mean, you did already promise the heads of all the houses that you would make a choice by now. Again, she is in love with him. I'm not denying that. But she's very clearly going to do something crazy. I don't know. I'm going to put a guess out there since this is the last time, and then past me didn't think to write it down in the notes. The idea could possibly be she's been messed with mentally. Also, I don't like how I looked in the camera. I'm a crazy person. Anyway, maybe she's been messed with mentally, like mental programming or something. That she's going to get close to him and try and stab him. I know, we already saw him the next time on, what's her name, from the West, has a knife on her, and she pulls it out. But in the past, that hasn't proven anything. Shiratama had a knife, and that wasn't used to stab anyone, though it was used to threaten. Maybe that's not the best example. I just don't know. I just haven't trusted Asebi since, episode 2? And that's primarily from the element that she was, like, so sympathetic in episode 1, and then she was so sympathetic in episode 2. And then somebody said something, and it stuck with me the whole time. Isn't she a little too innocent? That was one of the characters in the show. I don't think one of you guys said anything like that. God forbid one of you guys has spoken up in forever. But just the element is like, oh yeah, she is kind of it. And then like to put in my head that maybe she's acting. That's all I can think now. It instantly swept me off of Asebi's side. And I don't know if I'm just in the wrong for that. I thought I was confused for a second. I thought, no, there is. She is sitting there. It's like all 4 mats were occupied. Is he going to pick his own sister? Great, have her talk now after she's already fucking insane.
私を育ててくれた両親や女房、北領のためにご恩を返さねばならないのです。そこに私の心など入る余地はありません。
なるほど、殊勝なことだ。しかし時代が叶わなければどうする？そのご恩とやらはどう返すつもりだ？
Again, if he thinks the North is the most trustworthy, that's not a bad thing to go for.
あなたは一度でも自分で選ぼうとしたことはあるか？私はこうしたいと意思を示したことは？
I mean, can't admit to it now.
に縛られたことを言い訳に、あなたはただ人に言われるまま生きてきた。我が身の不幸を嘆きながら。
Oh, go out on him. Go crazy. Go crazy, girl.
要するに怠慢だ。何も考えていないのに問われて答えられるわけがない。
Ah, man.
そんな言い方しなくても。
Say it. Put it all out there. What the fuck does it matter anymore?
その子はどうするおつもりだ？
Ah, shit, he does know. Never mind.
その子とは
まさか白玉。
I mean, I'm assuming that he's referring to the child she must have had with now dead guy.
姫様、もしやおかぐで和美とお会いになったのですね。
Of course, again, I'm assuming more Kinyu magic powers.
殿下、お許しを。白玉様は悪くありません。悪いとすれば、すべてこの茶の花でございますれば、どうかこの私にお任せを。姫様にはよく言い聞かせ、何もなかったがごとく、時代までには完
I don't think
璧
you
に
can do that anymore.
どうする白玉？返答遺憾ではあなたを妃に迎える用意があるが。
なんと妃に姫様、はいとお返事を。姫様。
I mean, obviously he wants you to take care of the baby as your own. I mean, probably the right answer is the wrong answer, so who the hell...
姫様。
近寄らないで。誰にも触らせない。 私がこの子を守る。誰が受代などするものですか。私はもう二度と和美を失うわけにはいかないの。
What, they put his head back on?
やっとご自分で選ばれたな。白玉。
I am confused as fuck. Who was there? Who was there if it wasn't him? Was it a fake out?
和美、本当に和美なの。
Did they chop the Yatagarasu's head off because to hide that it wasn't him?
あれは全くの別人です。別人？確かに和美さんもあの晩白玉様に会うために大花宮に忍んでいました。しかし秋殿への侵入者があったことで警備が厳しくなって。
If this isn't something we would have been able to figure out, I'm gonna be pissed.
朝になり、なんとか転身して大花宮を離れたのですが。
Okay, and that explains who the bird of the riverside was, okay.
心配をかけた。
But who the hell was the other one?
もうどこにも行かないで。あなたのそばにいたい。いつまでも一緒に。
I mean, your life is fucking ruined at this point. Genya is not going to like this news.
こんなバカな。
Yeah, she's basically sacrificed her own granddaughter.
彼らは貧しくて、着物はおろか、体を横たえて休む家も持っていない。だから冬になると、夜はカラスの姿で、木の枝の上で翼を寄せ合って眠るそうだ。寒くても、辛くはないと笑っていたよ。
白玉様、お幸せそう。
全く寿命の縮み。
Well, I mean, happy ending, I guess, except for...
何が？
はったりでしょ？白玉様のこのこと。
あれか。別に賞賛がなかった。
I knew he didn't fucking know. Fucking magic my ass.
予想通り茶の花が追い詰めてくれた。多分二人は子ができるようなこともしていない。それでも白玉は自分が信じたいと思う。
Yeah, she was already fucking crazy. But again, if I'm right, that's her granddaughter.
ですがそうなると、滝本殿に首を落とされた大ガラスは一体。
They got nothing to look forward to anymore. Their lives are fucked. Genya's gonna be pissed. Was I just supposed to fucking know who that was? You didn't answer the question.
お父上には世話になった。あなたはこの東電に強い使命感を持って望まれていたとお見受けするが。
私はただ若宮様のお力になれればと。けれど思ってもみませんでしたわ。東電の儀を4人で迎えた私たちが1年後には3人になっているなどと。
I mean, it could be fucking insane if somehow the South still wins.
浜優のことですわ。私には彼女があなた様の命を本気で取ろうとしていたとはどうしても思えませんの。若宮様もお気づきだったのではありませんか。
This also feels like it could be a final episode.
浜優の名誉回復を。彼女が資格だったというのは本当かもしれません。しかしあえて行動しなかったとすれば、彼女はむしろ若宮様を守ったことになりますわ。
なるほど。しかしマスホ殿はなぜ今そのようなことを。
そうすべきと思うからです。見て見ぬふりは私の誇りが許しませんの。さもないと、もし私がこの後妃に選ばれたとしても。
不要だ。本人の申し開きもないまま名誉回復もあるまい。それにあなたの誇りとやらにも。
See, it couldn't be Hamio that the head got chopped off because that was before.
何 なぜ1年もおいでくださらなかったのです。
必要がないからだ。
必要？意味がわかりませんわ。姫たちに会わずになぜ妃が選べるのです。私たちはあなた様
Don't tell me because I already met asebi. I didn't have to.
日々己を磨き、互いに高め合い。
くだらんな。磨くだの高めるだの、広角泡を飛ばして言うようなことか。
私はただ皆の気持ちを、誰もが一日先週の思いで。
この際だから言っておく。大花宮はお前たちのままごと遊びのためにあるのではない。私が女を選ぶためだ。
Yeah, but you make them play housemate though.
求める資質はただ一つ。待つこと。ただそれだけだ。
I mean, she said she felt like 1,000 years have passed. That's patience.
試したのね。
そう取ってもらっても構わない。
ふざけないで。あてもなくただ待つことがどんなに苦しいか。あなたは高いところから大家具を眺めていればいい。けど白玉は心をすり減らして病んでしまいましたわ。浜優だって追放されずに済む方法があったかもしれないのに。
その気もないのにせっせと通えばよかったというのか。
そうではなく。
I mean, if everyone else has to live up obligation, why not you?
でも構わないぞ。あなたは責任感があるし、必要な時は動くこともできる。正確に少々難はあるが、それを差し引いても皇后の職は務まるだろう。祭家当主が一の姫、マスホのすすきよ。私は別にあなたを特別に思っているわけでもなければ、恋をしているわけでもない。
Ouch.
受罪したところでそれは変わらないし、あなたの実家であるという理由で祭家を特別扱いする気もない。この先必要ならば何人でも側室を迎えるし、場合によってはあなたを切り
I mean, I feel like this is the damning out because
だがあなた
she seemed to actually be in it for love too.
私以外の男と深い仲になることも許さん。自分を殺し、ただ私のためだけに生きよ。それをすべて受け入れる覚悟があるのなら、私の妻に迎えてやる。マスホのすすきよ、自分で選べ。
I mean, no. I wouldn't want that for her.
聞くの。会見をおよこし。
Oh, here's the scene from the next time on. I mean, I expect it was going to be hair. There's no chance that she was going to turn out to actually be an assassin.
若宮殿下、せっかくの求婚ですが、お断りさせていただきますわ。たとえご命令だったとしても、たった今、山上様に仕える身になりましたので、それも叶わなくなり
Didn't
ま
know
した。
that's what that meant. Although, honestly, I thought she looked a lot like my boy here.
別にそこまでしなくてもよかったのに。
私自分が思っていた以上に意固地で、単純にできているようです。
I mean, imagine that's an out, though.
私が誇りと共に生きていることの裏返し。
Considering how fucked up your family would probably be about this.
なれませんでしたけど、いっそ晴れ晴れした気分ですの。殿下にはお礼申し上げますわ。
お役に立てたなら。
Again, I just keep thinking about the fucking situation with any of their families when they come back and say, I fucked up, I didn't get it.
まずはお串を整えて、秋殿に戻りお着替えを。落ち着きなさい、聞くの。殿下の御前よ。妃選びも終わってないわ。
Is it really just gonna be a love story? There's gotta be something up with her. There's 8 more episodes after this, even if he does choose her. I hope he comes over here and he points out whatever's wrong.
アセビの君、 あなたとはずっと話をしたいと思っていた。
I guess it's also an indication that the Empress specifically didn't like her, and the Empress is the enemy.
幼き頃、あなた様と私は。
覚えている。あなたは桜の精のようだった。今も変わらず。
God, have I just been suspecting her for the entire fucking show because of something another character said?
宮中は血の歴史そのものだ。妃になるとは、その宮中でずっと暮らしていくということだ。あなたはそれに耐えられるのか。1年の間に。
Oh yeah, also the element that the friend got fucking killed. I'm sure that had something to fucking do with it.
私の妻になりたいと願うか。
浅ましいと思われるでしょうが、私は何があろうと若宮様の妻になりとうございます。
何があろうとか。
I'm still dying to know who the fuck got their head cut off.
サモモが亡くなる少し前。
Oh, here we go.
あなたは彼女を使い、誰かと文を交わしていたな。
ええ。
相手は
当家の下男ですわ。名をカスケと。
姫様、いつの間にそのような。
だってうこぎったら何も教えてくれないから。私は母のことが知りたかったんです。けどカスケもそんな大事なことは文にできないと言うし、なら話せばいいじゃないと。
As it can turn out that they're siblings. Oh fuck, he's the one who got his head cut off.
呼びつけ、嘘でしょ。
大花宮に上がった姫が男と文を交わした挙句密会する。それがいかに重大な掟破りか、いくらあなたでもわからない。
Well, here's hoping he wasn't also one of the only. I realize that they're saying why she's gonna be fucked up for this, but hopefully he wasn't the only one that knew.
下男だって男だ。
It's in the name.
でも山ガラスでしょ。
Oh, that doesn't ring well.
なんて大げさなものでは。それに結局カスケは来なかったんです。約束したのに。
いいや、カスケは約束を守った。あなたに呼ばれて大花宮へ。だが会えぬままに殺された。月のない晩に。
I mean, he's saying it's not great that you didn't even consider him be a person.
あの時の侵入者が本当に。
しかも初めてではないな。あなたがカスケを呼びつけたのは。
I can't think of any other times.
今も頭を離れません。新年の宴が催されておりました。そば使いはみんな出払い、この部屋には私だけ。いつものことでした。私は
Oh, is this?
にぎしいのが苦手です。
I thought she was the other girl. This is Futaba. I don't even know I have a Futaba on the board.
女房が戻ったのかと思いました。
I thought this was Ganya's other daughter. Guess maybe that's why I never added a picture.
あの声が、生臭い息が体中に染みついて、そのものは私の耳元で何度も嬉しい、ようやく呼んでくださった二の姫様と。
No, no.
二の姫。
本来なら今ここにいるのは当家一の姫である双葉殿のはずだった。しかし 事件を誰にも打ち明けられぬままアバターを理由に東電を辞退。代わって選ばれたのが当家2の姫アセビ、あなただ。
殿下はご存知ないのです。姫様は悪意を持って人を陥れるようなそんなことができるお方ではありません。失礼ながら双葉様は昔から気難しく思い詰めがちな方と聞いております。おっしゃったことも本当かどうか。九段の侵入者もカラスの姿で死んだため身元が特定できなかったのですよ。それがカスケであるという証拠はないし、文の仲立ちをしていたという
you want to pull this
そのもの
route with
話を
a true
聞くことも
Kinyu?
できません。すべて憶測ではありませんか。我が姫が仕組んだなどとなぜおっしゃることができるのですか。
よかろう。ではお前に教えてやろう。愛する姫がお前の知らぬ間に何をしていたか。
Oh, Jesus Christ. Isn't this always the way? I double back around on my own suspicion. Oh my god, it's the fucking end? I thought there was so much more left. Well, there is, clearly. Again, what I keep saying, there's 8 more episodes. I think at one point I must have said there was 12 more episodes. There's 8 more episodes. Ah, man, the fucking political intrigue. I'm not... Okay, so I'm glad Shiratama's story is somewhat turning out okay. Again, there's no fucking way that Genya is gonna let her have a happy life like this. I don't know, sometimes Genya seems like a good guy, you know, and then you lean back and think, he's got a whole political thing going on here. So, I don't know. Up in the air. She's gonna retreat to the temple. I'm assuming Natsuka, my guy here, is gonna have a place for her. Defend her against, again, obviously the political machinations. Who the fuck knows what Hamyu here is up to. She ran. I thought maybe she was the bird on the side of the river, but it turns out that's, you know, what's his name? The gardener. Asebi. Fucking Asebi. Again, the show made me double down on doubting if possibly she was the person I thought she was to begin with, and then maybe the show put doubt in my head, and then it doubled down, put doubt on my head, and maybe, oh, maybe she is just fucking innocent. And then I had to be reminded of all the stuff again.
残る妃候補はアセビただ一人。清く美しいその瞳には何が映っているのか。すべてを解き明かした若宮が最後に出した答えは、次回カラスに一重は似合わない。
She's laughing, which could be innocence, not understanding. It could be fucking going insane and laughing. Or, you know, it's the element that he says, or, sorry, he. 1, not the prince talking. 2, narrator's not a he, as far as I know. I don't know what they identify as. The element that there's only her left, right? So if the prince doesn't pick them, then 1, he's broken his promise way back when he's broken his promise to his own brother that he would pick a consort by now. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Technically, as I said before, I still imagine that the Empress is going to show up and do something. Not for nothing, there they are in the picture. Not that this has been some sort of like Detective Conan situation where the picture tells you what's going to happen next time. Because I believe the last picture was Rokan, and he's not here, so... Yeah. I mean, I guess technically Hamyu could show up. Technically, she is still in the running, I guess, if not for the fact that you'd think she would just be killed immediately if she did show up. But there could be an element of complete honesty and whatnot. I don't know. Or, you know, the other girl who said, I need you to give her back her honor or whatever. We could assert that the prince would do that or has the power to do that on sight. And then she would be the first daughter of the former lords. I mean, Asufusa's sister too. I don't know. This could go any number of ways, and I'm not familiar with I'm going to air quote this, legal system that's at play here. God, Jesus. This is on the level of some of the more in-depth things that happen in Apothecary Diary, say, except for the fact that this is so much more in-depth than that, I feel like, and yet so many fewer episodes. I've said this before, I'm totally on board with everybody that said, you've got to watch this show. I am surprised more people don't talk about this. Maybe I'm just, like, not in the loop. Well, one, it's probably it, I'm not in the loop. But two, I'm just, like, joining this late, right? I'm joining this late, plus I don't have the best, like, reaction setup, right? One, I'm not entertaining. That's probably the biggest one of all. Two, my audio setup is horrible to listen to. So, if you're not particularly bound by the first part of not watching something entertaining, the audio is probably throwing you off. And then all of this. Like, whatever. The rest of it. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. So, maybe that's why I'm not getting a lot into this. I'm probably chalking it mostly up to number 1. I'm not entertaining. I appreciate that. That's why I do the notes on the board. More entertaining people can get away with doing less. I'm doing more to try to get away with being less. Anyway, sorry, I don't know what I started doing a pity party for myself. The point is, how do more people not bring this show up all the fucking time? Like, if somebody started saying, "Oh, did you see the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones?" We're like, "Did you see that Raven's head getting just chopped off in Yatagarasu?" Like, I don't know, man. It's just fucking crazy stuff. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm obvious. I don't think I am. I'm in rambling mode now. There was so much stuff that happened in this episode, and I realized that I talked over some pretty important parts while I was trying to figure out what my thought processes were. Rest assured, if you're like 11 or 12, if you're 12 episodes in now, you know that I come back with notes on the board. You know that I rewatched the episode. So that's why I had little concern in the moment, because usually, if it's a big reveal, other characters will respond, and then they'll tell me what I should be thinking in that moment. But also, I'll have the opportunity to go back. I'll have the opportunity to go back and pick up on what I missed. And then I'll rehash, oh, I didn't even realize I said this last time in my notes section. So, be prepared for that. Because I feel like if there's any big reveals, it's this fucking episode. Because this was our chance for the prince to go back and go, hey, I know what you've been up to. Or, here's a super big bluff, I hope it works. Because again, I can never tell what's his magic and what's his knowledge. And not for nothing, again, the Empress hasn't played her hand yet. And, not Toro, not Kira, Genya. So the missing lord, off the top of my head, if I'm not looking at the board, I don't remember his name, hasn't made their play yet. The Empress hasn't made their play yet. I don't think the Emperor has any plays. He hasn't been shown in a while, not since the Prince basically said, "You're done, bitch." I mean, he did appear after that, but he hasn't appeared in a long time. So, yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to go and call it there. I know it's been short. I haven't addressed everything, but that's what the note section's for. And I feel like there was enough there that I have to address it all in the note section altogether. So, until then, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?